The desert wind whipped sand across the barren landscape, stinging Moses' eyes. He squinted, pulling his rough cloak tighter. Another day tending sheep, another day of quiet anonymity. He was a man of the past, a prince of Egypt once, but now a shepherd, an exile, a nobody. The weight of his past, the shame of his impulsive act, pressed down on him like the relentless sun. He'd fled his privilege, his potential, his very identity, seeking refuge in this desolate land. Suddenly, a light flared, brighter than any sunbeam, emanating from a bush that burned, but was not consumed. Moses froze, his heart pounding. This was no ordinary fire. He approached cautiously, his shepherd's staff trembling in his hand. "Moses, Moses!" A voice boomed, not from the air, but from within him, from the very core of his being. It was a voice of immense power, yet also of profound gentleness. Moses stumbled back, awestruck and terrified. Who is there?" "I am the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob." The words resonated deep within him, stirring forgotten memories, a lineage he had long tried to outrun. "And I have seen the suffering of my people in Egypt. I have heard their cries, and I know their sorrows. I have come to rescue them and to bring them out of Egypt into a good and spacious land, a land flowing with milk and honey." Moses' mind reeled. Egypt? His people? He, a man who had abandoned his heritage, was being spoken to by the Almighty about a mission he had never dared to dream of. "But who am I?" Moses whispered, the question echoing his lifelong insecurity. "I'm just a shepherd. I'm not a leader. I'm not a speaker. I'm not worthy." The divine voice responded with unwavering certainty. "I will be with you, and this will be the sign to you that it is I who have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you will worship God on this very mountain." Moses' knees felt weak. The sheer magnitude of the task, the audacity of the divine call, threatened to crush him. He saw himself as flawed, inadequate, a man defined by his failures. But the voice of God was not condemning. It was commissioning. "But they will not believe me," Moses protested, his voice laced with doubt. "They will not listen to me. What if they ask who sent me? Tell them, the one who has sent me. Tell them, I am has sent me. To you, I am." The name itself was an assertion of eternal presence, of unshakable being. A stark contrast to Moses' own sense of unworthiness. I can't speak well," Moses stammered, a lifelong impediment surfacing. "I'm slow of speech and tongue." "Who gave human beings their mouths?" the voice asked, a gentle but firm question. "Who makes them deaf or mute? Who gives them sight or makes them blind? Is it not I, the Lord? Now go. I will be with your mouth and teach you what to say." A flicker of something, hope, ignited within Moses. He, the stuttering shepherd, taught by God himself? It seemed impossible, yet the burning bush was a testament to the impossible made possible. He looked at his calloused hands, the hands that guided sheep, not armies. He saw his worn clothes, not the robes of a prince. But he heard the voice of the Creator of the universe, and it was calling him. He thought of his people, their generations of suffering, their silent prayers reaching the heavens. He thought of the injustice, the cruelty, the dehumanization they endured. And he thought of the promise, a land of freedom, a future of dignity. "If I go," Moses said, his voice gaining a fraction of strength, "and they ask me what is his name, what shall I tell them?" "Tell them, I am who I am. This is what you are to say to the Israelites. I am has sent me to you." The name, the essence of God, was his credential. His own inadequacy was irrelevant in the face of divine power. He was not being asked to be a perfect leader, but an obedient one. He looked back at the burning bush, the fire now subsiding, leaving behind an aura of sacredness. The wind still blew, but it felt different now, carrying not just sand, but purpose. He was still Moses, the shepherd, the exile. But he was also now the chosen, the messenger, the reluctant leader. He turned his back on the desolate landscape, his gaze fixed on the distant horizon, a horizon that now held the weight of a nation's destiny. He was still afraid, still uncertain. But for the first time in a long time, he felt a stir of courage, a nascent faith, a deep-seated strength that wasn't his own, but was being poured into him. He knew the journey would be arduous. He knew there would be doubt, resistance, and immense challenges. He knew he would falter. He would question. He would feel overwhelmed. But he also knew he would not be alone. The God who spoke from the burning bush would be with him, in his mouth, in his heart, guiding his every step. He picked up his staff, not as a shepherd's tool, but as a symbol of his calling. He was an unlikely person, a man who had run from his past, but now he was being sent back, not to reclaim his old life, but to forge a new future for his people. The message was clear. Even the most ordinary, the most overlooked, the most flawed among us can be used by the divine to accomplish extraordinary things, if only they have the courage to say, "Here I am." And so Moses, the man who thought he was nobody, began his walk towards becoming the leader of a nation, his identity forever transformed by the voice from the burning bush. He was no longer just Moses. He was the man God called, and that was enough.